Welcome to Blind City. I had to lose my sight to find my vision.
Are you blind? Are you blind? Open your eyes. They lying every time, so I don't trust men, only trust God. I had to lose my sight before I could see the light.
Welcome to Blind City. See, Blind City is a condition. Crime, racism, and poverty. We have to put the word neighbor back into hood. I had over 31 surgeries and lost my sight and fight to glaucoma. I tried killing myself 3 times in one day, and I was unsuccessful. And then I heard a voice tell me, use your weakness as a strength to inspire and create awareness through Blind City, the podcast. I will address the issues that are plaguing our society, like poor education, that are turning our broken neighborhoods into the breeding grounds for prisons, bootleg preachers, crooked politicians that have my people dancing like strippers in the community. Let's talk about it, or we can flip tables like Jesus. Welcome to Blind City. This is Blind City, the podcast. I'm your host, Langford Cunningham. We are the therapy for these streets. And like I said before, the most dangerous man in the world is a blind man with a handgun. Blind City, the podcast. I'm your host, Langford Cunningham. We are the therapy for these streets with Dr. Porter, Triple OG, Mr. Sims. We got My Lee rolling up to the city.
Oh, it sounds good too, Blind City. My Lee, she's a singer, correct?
Oh, R&B singer, man.
R&B
coming
singer.
out of Rock House Entertainment.
Okay, I heard about that new group coming up here.
Yeah, she's been on tour, and she's out there trying to make a difference in the community as well through her music, and she real sexy and classy with it, man. My Lee.
I can't wait for her to come to the city.
Matter of fact, she just rolled up to the city. We're going to be right back after these messages, and we're going to talk to My Lee, Beauty and the Beat.
Yeah.
Blind City, the podcast.
Blind City, the podcast. It's headed up by a guy named Langford Cunningham. He had to lose his sight to find his vision.
Hey y'all, this is Tashara Jones, Mayor of the City of St. Louis, and I listen to Blind City, the podcast.
Watch us on ABC 30, 2:30 a.m. Monday morning. BlindCityThePodcast.com.
Yeah, baby, tomorrow is too long. I feel my water is raging, its current is too strong. So don't make me wait, make me shake, make me take all you got. So if you wanna rock my boat, then you gotta rock that ride with me for life. 'Cause we'll be diving in my ocean. If you wanna rock my boat, then you gotta ride that with me for life. We'll be diving in my ocean, so sway.
BlindCityThePodcast.com. And guess who just rolled up to the city? The beautiful My Lee. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm blessed and blind, using my disability as a strength.
That's awesome.
Yes. Let's talk about it, My Lee. Let the people know who you are and how long you've been singing.
So I go by the name of My Lee, and I have been singing for a very, very, very long time. I would say since professionally for a good 15 years-ish, right? But I went to a performing arts elementary and middle school, so I've always had arts in my blood.
So when did your dreams start coming true?
I think my dreams started coming true when I didn't go to the performing arts high school. I ended up going to Gateway here in St. Louis, and which I really wanted to go to VAP, the Visual and Performing Arts High School. But when I didn't have the ability to sing or do any arts, I was like, okay, I miss it. this is what I need to do. This is what I love to do. So it was like around high school, and then after I graduated, I was like, okay, I want to pursue music professionally.
And how did you get the connection with Rock House Entertainment?
Funny story. Okay, so my brother introduced me to Blue Bolden.
Blue, what's up, Blue? I know
Love
Blue
Blue.
back in the day. She worked at
Yes.
Street Side Records.
Yes. So my brother introduced me to Blue, who she was working at Dirty at the time. And then she introduced me to Brad Young, who then Brad Young introduced me to Orlando Watson. And then the rest is history. So that's how we met.
And then you had that hit single. What was the name of it?
Low Key. Yes. It was released in 2016. Yeah.
Nice video. You was representing the city with the St.
you.
Louis Cardinal hat. You had the grills.
I had the girl. Yeah.
And I also had my vision at that time. So I was really excited for you because you really rep the city.
Yeah, that was fun. I had a good time. It was a 40+ crew set. I had 22 dancers. Everybody, I mean, the crew with the video shoot, it was at least 15 of them, and then also security and all my assistants as well. It was a big set. I had a really good time, actually. It was a learning experience for me.
Exactly. Because when I was looking at the video, I saw it on MTV and I gave Lando a call and I was like, this is a hit. This is huge.
It was playing on Foot Locker's TV at the time. It was playing everywhere at the time. I can't even remember. It was a blur because it was happening so fast.
Right.
And I was just like, I was just trying to take it all in.
Was it a shock? Or did you kind of know when you recorded it, this song had the potential to be a hit?
I actually had no idea. So Brad and I, Brad, myself, and Vega, Brad's younger brother, all from St. Louis, of course, we were just recording. We were just having a good time in the studio, And then DJ Cuddy came to my studio, and I was like, hey, we want you to listen to something. And it was unfinished, incomplete. And he was like, I want to promote the record. And I was like, it's not even done. He was like, I don't care. I can feel it. I know it's a hit. So I hurried up and finished it. Literally a month or so later, it's playing on Hot 104.1, and then got over 1 million streams on Spotify, and it was playing all around the world. And I had no idea it was going to be like that.
So now you're back.
You know what? I'm back, but I never left. You know what I'm saying?
You didn't take a hiatus?
After Low Key, I did just a little bit, but
Intermission?
Intermission. I like that. I like intermission. Intermission is good. I just, we as artists need to, go through experiences to write and be creative. And I took out some time to figure out if I wanted to complete an album or just figure out what I wanted to do after Low Key,
And how did you handle this success right away? I mean, the groupies? Let's talk about it. Let's flip tables like Jesus.
No, I mean, I got a lot of love from St. Louis, and I got a lot of love from everywhere else. You know what I'm saying? How did I take it? Well, I was still working at my family restaurant at the time, which I still am now. So I was managing my family restaurant along with my career. I was doing both, which was really, really hard on myself for me because I was just trying to commit all the way to the music, But you got family to take care of. You got to take care of them as well. So I was doing both. And I didn't have time to hang out with my friends. I didn't have time to do much. I rarely slept, so I was just trying to make sure my health was okay.
But how did you handle the attention, though? You being on stage, you're on tour, you have a hit single across the country, your videos being played. Guys are coming at you. Just like men have groupies, women have groupies.
I think I had a really good team to protect me. And I mean, it was just cool. It was pretty. I don't think that I had groupies. I just had fans.
Well, I'm like the first 48. I went to the streets.
Well, see, I don't know what you know. I know what I know.
Well, let's talk about it.
I know that people, I would be at the store. They'd be like, Miley, oh my God. And then I'd take pictures with them. Or like
that's what I'm talking about.
I would do the high school tour with Hot 104.1. So that was fun. And then, we were able to give back to the community for that, because when we did the tour, it was kind of like we were talking about teen pregnancy prevention, no bullying, making sure you go to school, attending school, paying attention, getting good grades and stuff like that. So that was a good cause.
Wait a minute. Dr. Porter.
Yes, sir.
You listening to this conversation with Miley. She seems very humble. Her foundation is laid with her parents. She's still helping out with the restaurant, which I heard in the city is one of the best restaurants in St. Louis.
Awesome.
But she seems like she's grounded. Some people get that popular and they kind of lose control, Dr. Porter. We have talked about it many times on the local scene and national scene. Have some artists took all their time to achieve their goal and then they crash out. But she seems like she's grounded. What you think?
Well, I think that she's in a special category because a lot of people do not understand the word of humility. And she seems to understand that to the core. And whoever her influences were, or whatever her influences are, it just bodes well to show that she will prosper even more, because humility is the gateway to going forward in success. And most people don't recognize that. While there is such a tendency right now to promote a lot of bravado, and it's important to be confident. But when you have that humility about yourself and you're secure in your ability and you're willing to make sure that you help others and you put others before yourself, as the scripture says, you reap what you sow. So she's just being set up for success even more so, because the power of success is being grounded and being humble at the same time.
What you think about that, Miley?
I agree. I mean, for me, my foundation are my parents. So they immigrated over here from the Vietnam War in the late 1970s, early 1980s. And, they came from nothing. And my Unitarian church off of Waterman and Kings Highway sponsored my family. My brother was a couple months old at the time, and so they gave my dad a janitorial job at the church, and my mom started working at Chinese restaurants. And, we just had to, they were watching Sesame Street and Barney, and, my brother was learning English with them at the same time. So my foundation is that, we came from absolutely nothing. And, my mom opened up the first Vietnamese restaurant in St. Louis in 1985. And so
and what's the name of your family restaurant?
It's called Miley Restaurant.
Miley Restaurant.
Yeah. So my name, my mom's name, we have the same name. So she started something with not having a blueprint, with not knowing what she was doing or not knowing the outcome. And so I'm doing the same thing, So I'm just trying to be the first Vietnamese Asian American artist, #1 Asian American artist in the whole wide world. So that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm happy I have great parents who are supportive, great family members. And, when you ask me that question, I'm just like, I don't see it as groupies. I just see it as just really supportive people. People have been supported.
Let me say this before we go to the break. Let me say this. When I say groupies, because I went to the streets, right?
Uh-huh.
And, I asked a lot of people about you, besides my cousin, because that's biased with me and him. I wanted to go to the streets. And I went to the fellas, and all they really could say was, man, she fine. I'll drink her bath water. But they didn't say nothing about the music. And that kind of made me feel a certain type of way, because we get so many women in the industry. Yeah, sex sells. Oh, yeah, they look good. But sometimes the sex overrides their talent.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of women are filtering out of the industry because once the sex runs out and the talent doesn't sustain, their career is over. So That's what I want to talk to you about. Matter of fact, when we come back from the break, we're going to discuss that along with Dr. Porter. And also, I heard you went on stage and I heard the DJ say she is the Vietnamese trap queen. What? We be right back. Blind City, the podcast.
Blind City, the podcast. It's headed up by a guy named Langford Cunningham. He had to lose his sight to find his vision.
What's up, everybody? It is My Lee. I have a single out called Red Swim. It is on all social media platforms. Please, please, please be on the lookout. And you are watching Blind City, the podcast on ABC 30. Check us out, y'all.
Check out Blind City, the podcast on ABC 30, 2:30 a.m. Monday morning. BlindCityThePodcast.com. BlindCityThePodcast.com. I had to lose my sight to find my vision. And I have My Lee inside the city, and we're having a great discussion along with Dr. Porter. Dr. Porter.
Yes, sir.
You know, we talk about sex in the industry a lot. And how sometimes some of the women that are put on stage in the industry selling sex, and how the little girls that look up to them kind of get misled by it, and they end up in the strip clubs. Because right now they think every stripper can rap. Cardi B and them then set that standard. So you have women that's pretty much stripping, little girls in the clubs thinking they can be like Cardi B, but they don't understand, you know, that sometimes happens 1 out of a million. Dr. Porter, can you elaborate?
Well, the most important thing, I think, is that we have strong families. And we can't control, unfortunately, society. Society has its own personal agenda. Those that control the music industry, those that control the media, they have their own agendas. We know that we have a society that thinks a certain particular way. So it's very important that we, as individuals, make sure that we have strong support systems that teach and educate our youth, especially our daughters, as well as our young boys and men and women, on what is reality and what is entertainment.
So, My Lee, how do you balance that with the sex and your talent being in the industry? Because you got a sexy video out right now. You got a little sexy video. It's very classy, though. Very classy. So how do you balance it, My Lee?
Well, I mean, I want my videos to represent who I am. So I want my video Red Swim that I just recently released on YouTube. I would say it's
great video too.
Thank you. I would say it's tasteful. You know what I'm saying? And it explains me and who I am. So I don't think I've released a video like this before, but I just want women to feel comfortable in their own skin, and it resembles who I am and how I feel now currently. So I probably wouldn't have released a video like this years ago because I wasn't comfortable in my own skin, you know, which gives not just women, but just people in general confidence within themselves. Facts. You know what I'm saying? You can do whatever you want, just as long and however you want. But for me, I want it to be tasteful, you know, and I want it to represent me and my team and my family the way I would like for it to.
Now let's talk about this trap queen. Is this your alter ego?
It is. Yeah. I don't know what happened. I think Brad and I were like, because we did Low Key, right? And then we started doing all these other trap songs. And when we were in the studio, I was like, I kind of do well, like singing, rapping, right? He was like, you do. And so we just started doing a whole bunch of singy, rappy songs. And then I was like, what category is this? He was like, I don't know, trap. But I was like, but my heart is R&B. So then he was just like, you're the Vietnamese trap artist. And I was like, that's a good one. And then I just kept with it. Because, I mean, my love for music is R&B, for sure. But my alter ego and, like, Low Key and, like, all these other songs that you guys haven't heard of yet, that you will, it is trap. And you know, that's how I feel. A lot of times, you know, people piss me off.
I understand.
You know?
You're talking to the right guy about that.
And it's like, you need that. You need that alter ego just to let people know, like, hey, don't mess with me. This is how I can be. But not in a mean way, just in a respectful way.
People take kindness for weakness.
Yeah, and I am very kind to people at times. So then that's why you got to make that alter ego, and it feels good when you're on stage and you're like, when they introduce you like the Vietnamese trap queen, I'd be like, oh my God, I can't believe we established that and we finally went with it. And that's how I am on stage, though. That's how I feel.
Dr. Porter, what advice
sir.
can you give Miley as she keeps moving forward with her career? What advice can you give her that she can take in and better herself as she continues down this path, making hits and trying to inspire lives as well?
I would just give her the same advice. I think that, that her parents have laid the foundation for being grounded, for being focused, definitely staying humble, watching her surroundings, and making sure that the people that she brings into her life are for her and they have her best interest at heart. I think as long as she does those particular things and she works on her craft each and every day, she can't lose. And I think that bodes well. And that's a combination and a recipe for anyone's success. If you stay humble, stay grounded, make sure that the people that you bring into your life are for you, not against you, that they don't hurt your cause, but they help your cause. And if you continue to focus on working to be the best version of yourself that you can be, I think success can't run away from you. Success can only find you. And that would be the advice I give to her. Continue to do what she's doing.
What you think, Miley?
I think that was awesome. That's my everyday. So thank you.
Well, let me say this. I admire you.
Thank you.
You're out there accomplishing your goals. I know one thing here in St. Louis, the problem we're having with our city right now, I think we're getting overlooked as far as our talent because of the murders here. We got a lot of rappers here with guns on YouTube. I think a lot of our artists don't know the industry. The word business is longer than music. Let me ask you a question, Miley. Do you have your publishing?
I got all that. Orlando Watson, Brad Young, all that. They're taking care of me and I'm taking care of me too.
Can you kind of tell the local artists or any artists that may be looking at this and want to be in your shoes one day to see success in the industry, how important knowing the business of music is?
Oh, man. You know what? In a sense, I'm running my own business, because I have to learn outside of Brad Young and Orlando Watson. You know what I'm saying? They can tell me, they can guide me, but I have to guide myself. So it's very important that, yes, you are creative and you do the music and you record and you perform. Yes, that is very important because that's what we love to do. But it's also important to take care of the business. Read your contracts, understand your contracts, do your research, study, read. I mean, if you are unaware of your business, how is the business going to run, So I do suggest... Wait
a minute. Say that again.
I don't know what I had just said,
What'd you say about the business run? Say that again.
If you don't know how to run your business, it ain't going to run.
Oh, Holy Dust, you're going to have to rewind that. I like that.
Because, in a sense, it's because I have a restaurant and I've been working since I was born, So it's a good thing that I was raised in a family restaurant because I know how to talk to people and work with people and converse and, you got to go through adversity to know how to deal with people, right? Because people are kind of crazy at times.
Yeah, especially here in St. Louis.
Yeah, so, you just got to learn how to talk to people, learn how people are. You got to, I like to watch people so that you can know or you can feel it, you sense it. My energy is very, very up there. It's very aware. So, if I could smell you a mile away, I can smell you bad.
Well, I hope I'm smelling good because you've been sitting here for about 15 minutes.
Everyone smells fine here.
Oh, okay, thank you.
And what I mean by that is I can just feel your energy. Like, you just know if somebody's not for you or if somebody's for you.
Dr. Porter, we're going to wrap up.
Yes, sir.
She keeps mentioning certain words that I'm paying attention to. Family. I watch, I listen, I pay attention. What you think about those attributes?
Well, scripture teaches us that in order to learn, you must first want to be taught. And it's obvious that she wants to be taught. She wants to learn. She's interested in growing. And to be a best version of oneself, you must forever be a student. And we see her embracing those particular attributes, as well as being humble and understanding and not moving from the values that she was taught in the home. Many times, children, youth move from the values that they were taught in the home, and they embrace another type of doctrine. You see, the genius of this young lady is the fact that she embraces what she has been taught. She did not throw it away as something that was ancient or decrepit or out of style. Those are the foundations that were laid with her. She embraces those. She values those principles. And that's very important in being a success. And that's what I see her. That's why I see her going to the top and having a long, successful career in life.
Big facts. And we'll be right back after this message with My Lee, Beauty and the Beat.
Blind City, the podcast. It's headed up by a guy named Langford Cunningham. He had to lose his sight to find his vision.
Blind City, the podcast. We are the therapy for these streets. I'm your host, Langford Cunningham. Dr. Porter, what's going on with these homicides?
We are still suffering from the same systematic issues that we've suffered from the 60s up until this point in time. We're still dealing with racism, gentrification. We're still dealing with low economics. We're still struggling to have strong family units. You're seeing this manifesting itself where people will pull out guns anywhere and begin to take a life.
The biggest threat to black men is black boys killing black boys. Gang, 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 gang. See, these black boys will die for the red and blue rag, but they will run from the Confederate flag. Check out Blind City, the podcast on ABC 30, 2:30 a.m. Monday morning. BlindCityThePodcast.com. Mali, is there any social media information you can give to the people?
Yes, absolutely. You guys can reach me at Miley Music. That's MAILEE Music on all social media platforms. Make sure you guys subscribe to my YouTube channel at Miley Music.
Mali, thank you for rolling up to the city. I appreciate you. We're going to be looking forward to that album. And like I said before, you're beautiful, baby.
Thank you.
But you're beautiful from the inside out as well.
I appreciate it. Thank
My
you for
Lee,
having me.
the Vietnamese trap queen. Check out our restaurant. Mom and Dad, you have a beautiful daughter all around. Everybody can't say that. Lando, we're using our disability as a strength to empower and inspire people. Dr. Porter, thank you. Riva Dirty, Blind City, the podcast. Hype Magazine Network, 8 p.m. on Roku. Also, check out Blind City, the podcast on ABC 30, 2:30 a.m. Monday morning. BlindCityThePodcast.com.